Palmer was established as a trading post by George Palmer in 1890 and later a rail station on the Alaska Railroad in 1916, hauling coal from Chickaloon, north of Palmer, to the steamships during World War. Well, all this changed in 1935 when President Roosevelt established one of the most unusual settlements in American history by planting an $11 million agriculture colony in Alaska to get some of the Dust Bowl families off the dole. 203 families from the northern states of Wisconsin and Minnesota were selected because they were more adapted to the cold climate, arriving in Palmer in the early summer of 1935. The families lived in hastily erected tents and drew 40-acre lots. The Matanuska Valley, like most of southern Alaska, was covered in a dense spruce forest with almost no open clearings. Almost every inch of ground had to be cleared for houses and later fields to raise crops. The government bulldozers could not keep up with the demand for clearing the land to build houses the first summer, and attrition took its toll, but many stayed to clear the land as it is today. Today, Palmer is noted for its long history of farmers' markets, where farmers bring in their prized produce grown during the 20 hours of sunlight in the cool climate and glacial soils. The sun makes plants sweeter, as plants are making sugar 75% of the time, and only 25% for starch during these long summer days. Some world records are carrots 19 pounds, zucchini 30 pounds, cantaloupe 64 pounds, squash 90 pounds, cabbage 138 pounds, watermelon 169 pounds, and the granddaddy pumpkin weighs in at 1,287 pounds. Palmer is the home for the Alaska State Fair, held the last 12 days of August, the largest crowd attending event, and challenges the Iditarod held the first week of March. Palmer is surrounded to the west with the beautiful Chuglaug Mountains rising from the valley floor. The patchwork farm fields are still surrounded by dense forest as I walk through 3-foot-tall dandelions to talk with this farmer. One farm specializes in raising reindeer, domesticated, or caribou wild reindeer. Antlers are grown by the bulls, cows, and calves, are tender and blood-filled, covered with a furry skin called velvet, carrying thousands of blood vessels, serving as a cooling system until the late summer when they harden. Another farm chose Palmer as a perfect location to raise muskox. Not often seen in Alaska, but a real treat to get up close to and feed and pet. Almost everywhere in the north there are museums, and Palmer is no exception, plus having all the amenities of a larger city, but definitely the friendly small-town atmosphere we love to visit. Wasilla, the sister and almost twin city a few miles to the east, is very much like Palmer, both rapidly growing small towns in fierce competition to attract new business and industry. A real joy to live in if ever transferring.